On behalf of the board of the Philippine Bayanihan Society in Singapore, I welcome you to the Bayanihan Center. The Bayanihan Center has opened its doors to support the educational, social and cultural needs of Filipinos and others in Singapore. Thanks to the strong partnership between the government of the Philippines and Singapore and the initiative of our founding president, Ms. Jenny Chua, and vice president, Mr. Ning de Guzman. Since its establishment in 2001, more than 13,500 people have undergone skills training at the Bayanihan Center. But the Bayanihan Center is located at 43 Pasir Panjang Road. It provides classrooms, facilities and support for volunteers and community groups to conduct various short-term courses including basic and advanced computer training, nursing aid, hotel and restaurant management, dressmaking, caregiving, cooking, and baking and cosmetology. To foster the socio-cultural ties between Filipinos and Singaporeans, we also organize the Bayanihan Walk. It is an annual event to bring together people from all across sectors of Singapore in a fun walkathon to promote integration of Filipinos with the Singaporean community. Tara na mak, Bayanihan Center na.
Hi, good evening, Singapore, and to all our viewers across the globe. Greetings to you, our friends, partners, faithful supporters. Welcome to Bayanihan Talks webinar series. I am Minerva Lau, a member of the board of the Philippine Bayanihan Society Singapore, and your host tonight. We sincerely hope you are all keeping safe and well wherever you are. I hope you have enjoyed the video giving you a glimpse of what the Philippine Bayanihan Society is all about and what it does. Tonight, we will learn more about the first ever retail bond in US dollars that is being offered by the Philippine Bureau of Treasury. We will get to know more details about the RDB and what returns investors can expect to receive. Indeed, exciting. And now, may I invite Mr. Adrian Bernie C. Candelaga, Deputy Chief of Mission and Consul General at the Philippine Embassy in Singapore, to deliver the opening remarks.
Thank you. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. I am delivering these welcome remarks on behalf of our Philippine Ambassador to Singapore, Joseph Del Mar Yap. To our guest speaker, of course, Mr. Mark Hong, Officer in Charge, Capital Markets Strategy and Planning Division of the Bureau of the Treasury, officers and board members of the Philippine Bayanihan Society Singapore, fellow civil servants, and to all our kababayans, good evening and welcome to the second online financial literacy session on retail dollar bonds here in Singapore. Low risk and security are words that we do not hear often these days as the pandemic continues to sweep across nations, disrupting people's lives and slowing down economic growth. The Philippines went through numerous lockdowns and restrictions that inevitably impacted the country's economic performance. And though the road to recovery seems steep and arduous, we Filipinos are known to be a hardworking, creative, and resilient people. These traits and values are manifested through the passage of key economic reforms, institutional support of digital technology, and trends in trade, such as e-commerce, and the timely and extraordinary monetary and fiscal response of the Philippine government. It is also worth mentioning that overseas worker remittances helped support the country's economy throughout the challenging year of 2020. With over 200,000 Filipinos here in Singapore, remittances have an important factor in driving domestic consumer spending in the Philippines. However, lessons should also be learned. With an estimated 400,000 Filipino workers repatriated in 2020, as a result of job losses in their host countries, the importance of savings and investments cannot be overemphasized. Thus, this offering from the Bureau of the Treasury, US dollar denominated securities, comes at the most opportune time. The RDBs, as we call it, will be the first onshore US dollar denominated bonds to be issued by the Bureau of Treasury with minimum investment amounts as low as $300. This is the second webinar we're holding on RDBs. Many of you may remember that we had an initial introduction to these bonds 2 months ago on August 11, 2021. Today, we shall get the final details on this investment opportunity. If this pandemic has taught us anything, it is to plan ahead and be resilient. Tonight, let us learn more about the advantages of investing our hard-earned money in RDBs as we continue our journey towards financial security and resilience. Thank you very much. Magandang gabi po ulit sa inyong lahat. Maraming salamat.
Thank you po, Conje and Adrian. Thank you for that opening remarks. And now, without further delay, may I invite Ms. Ajani Dose, an investment banker at Land Bank of the Philippines, and our guest moderator today to introduce our guest speaker. Ms. Ajani, all yours.
Thank you, Ms. Minnie. Magandang gabi sa ating mga kababayan in Singapore. Batiin ko rin ng magandang araw ang viewers natin on Facebook. Welcome po sa ating investors briefing on the retail dollar bonds. I am Ajani Dose of the Land Bank of the Philippines, and I am delighted to introduce to you our resource persons for tonight's session. First, we have Mr. Mark Hong, Officer in Charge, Capital Markets Strategy and Planning Division of the Bureau of the Treasury. Next, we have Ms. Ima Marie Hernandez, Investment Banking Officer at the Land Bank of the Philippines. We also have Mr. Jude Calamba, Assistant Manager at the Development Bank of the Philippines. And we also have Mr. Jose Emmanuel Valdez, Assistant Vice President of the Overseas Filipino Bank. And finally, we have Ms. Vanessa Galvez, Head of the OFW Desk at the First Metro Securities Brokerage Corporation. So it's good to have you all here tonight. So our next speaker will deliver the message from the Bureau of the Treasury, an institution that has always been innovating investment products for the retail investors. Let's all hear it from Treasury Operations Officer, Mr. Mark Hong.
Thanks, Johnny, for that introduction. Good day to all. Good evening sa mga kababayan natin na nandyan sa Singapore. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the presence of Deputy Chief of Mission and Consul General Adrian Candolada, who is here on behalf of Ambassador Joseph Yap, and of course, the members of the Philippine Bayanihan Society of Singapore, who have always been so easy to access in setting up these kinds of briefings for overseas Filipinos. Thank you for your hard work in ensuring that we will always have these dialogues with our overseas Filipinos there in Singapore, and in supporting us in promoting financial literacy and inclusion sa ating mga kababayan. Mamini, salamat po. So on behalf of the Bureau of the Treasury, Treasurer De Leon, we would like to thank everyone for your continuous support in our briefings, and of course, which translates to our issuances, as we have seen that our overseas Filipinos in Singapore have consistently invested and supported the offerings of the Bureau of the Treasury, whether it be the retail treasury bonds or the premium bonds, and now hopefully we will see a lot of investments as well for the retail dollar bonds. So as Consul General mentioned a few minutes ago, we have set the initial briefing for this 2 months ago, and now we are back with the details, the actual details of the offering, like the tenor, the interest rates, and more explanation on how overseas Filipinos can invest in the retail dollar bonds. So our representatives from our partner banks will be here to explain everything to us. So endorse ko lang din po, just when we launched the the retail dollar bonds, we also introduced the Bureau of the Treasury mobile application. So kami po dito sa BTR, modern na rin kami. Meron na kaming application wherein the user can have an idea of what we do here sa Treasury, how we fund the Republic, how we manage the debt of the Republic so that we ensure debt sustainability, and at the same time, make users learn more about our offerings na hindi lang naman yung mga premium bonds, RDBs, pero din yung mga regular issuances namin. So we will also see a video regarding that. And of course, we hope that after this roadshow, makita namin yung investment ng mga taga-Singapore. Aabangan po namin yan kasi kayo po lagi yung number one na mga investors namin sa mga offerings namin. So thank you very much. Invest na kayo until October 1 at lagi kaming nakikinig sa inyo. Kung may tanong kayo sa Bureau of the Treasury, just message us on Facebook o yung email namin. And we'll always be happy to be there for you to answer your questions. Thank you very much. Johnny?
Thank you so much, Mark. And up next, you will find out some investment information that a typical Filipino family, the Familia Dolyares, learned from a surprising character. So please watch these videos.
Welcome home, Tita!
Pasalubong for everybody!
Thank you, Tita.
Thanks, tita. Maraming salamat, tita.
Thanks, tita! O, syempre! Para sa aming bunso.
Salamat po, Tita. Dollars? Anong gagawin ko dito? Kung ako sa'yo, ibibili ko na lang yun ng bagong damit. So, 2010 pa kaya yung fashion mo? Ay,
Lagay mo sa wallet para makaipon ka.
ganun?
Ay, alam ko na. Itago na lang ni Mommy para hindi mawala.
Hoy, pwede ba, Linda?
Joke lang eh. Wala talagang sense of humor ang mga tao dito.
Gawin mo ko nung gusto mong gawin dyan, anak.
Hala, pero yung dollars ko dati, hiniram ni Mommy.
Binalik ko naman ah.
Sabi ko sa'yo, lagay mo na lang sa wallet mo, di ba? Kayo? Bakit ba kayo nangingialam? Hindi naman pera yan.
Daddy's girl talagang baby dollars namin.
So, sabi ko, Joy.
Ba dad? Akala ko hayaan na.
Kasi tapos naman ang tara to, kung nilagay mo na lang sa wallet mo.
Hey, can everybody just relax?
Hello, Dolores. It's me, Uncle Ben, and I'm here to offer an exciting opportunity for all of you.
Huh? Opportunity?
Expand and elevate your life by investing me in retail dollar bonds by the Bureau of the Treasury. Earn interest with just a minimum of $300. It can open opportunities for you in either 5 or 10 years. It's your choice. But wait, there's more. You won't get just one, not two, but you'll get 4 interest payments per year.
Eh, paano kung wala naman akong dollars?
And invest using your hard-earned pesos.
Kasali ba kami dyan, bro?
Of course, kasali na lahat. You can invest through your dollar account at pwede rin gumamit ng peso. With Peso Clear, you can invest through our participating banks.
Eh, paano pa nag-invest kami sa Presidential Treasury Bonds?
Eddie, expand, come on! Elevate your portfolio by investing in multiple products. Sa panahon na yon, dapat the more the many-year ang iyong investments. Don't want to go to your bank? Well then, no more pila-pila. So easy to invest dahil pwedeng online lang. Inconvenience? We don't know that. Kapag you invest me, so retail dollar bonds. Expand, invest, elevate. You're not only expanding your investment, you're also investing in your country. Dahil mahal ko kayo.
To learn more, visit www.treasury.gov.ph. Offer period is from September 15, 2021 to October 1st, 2021 only.
Elevate your life by expanding your investments with the Retail Dollar Bonds 2021. Another exciting opportunity brought to you by the Bureau of the Treasury. Retail Dollar Bonds, or RDBs, are a new investment tool to help diversify your portfolio while contributing to the economic recovery of the Philippines. With RDBs, you have the freedom to choose your own maturity that matches your investment horizon, whether it's 5 or 10 years. With RDBs, you can further expand your portfolio, better manage your finances, and balance your risks on other investments. For a minimum amount of $300 or its Philippine peso equivalent at the time of the transaction, you can already start investing in RDBs. Your retail dollar bond investment will earn at the following rates over the next 5 or 10 years, and will be paid through quarterly interest payments. We've made investing more convenient for you. You may opt to invest using your dollar account or your peso account. If you have a dollar account, simply invest using your US dollars via our participating banks. Take note, your interest income will also be in US dollars. and it will be credited to your settlement account quarterly. No dollar account? No need to worry. You may open one with our participating banks, or you may also invest through Peso Clear. Through Peso Clear, you may use your existing Peso account with select participating banks or selling agents to invest in RDBs. These selling agents will place the dollar investment on your behalf and will also convert back your quarterly interest income and principal to Philippine peso automatically upon maturity. Investing in retail dollar bonds is rewarding, convenient, and low risk. Now that's elevated investing with the Bureau of the Treasury's Retail Dollar Bonds 2021. Offer period is from September 15 to October 1, 2021. For more details, visit www.treasury.gov.ph or contact any of the participating banks. An exciting elevated life awaits you. Expand, invest, and elevate now with Retail Dollar Bonds.
All right. So the last time we were here, I think that was last month, we had our financial literacy session. A few points regarding the RDBs were still being firmed up then. But now, we can reveal all the details of the RDBs. So here to discuss the summary terms of the offering, please welcome Assistant Manager Jude Calamba from the Development Bank of the Philippines. Go ahead, Jude.
Okay, so thank you, Miss Jani. Magandang gabi po to all our kababayans watching all over in Singapore. Good evening po, Consul General Adrian Berning Candolada, to our Philippine Bayanihan Society Singapore represented by Miss Mimi, and to all our distinguished guests here in Zoom. Kung saan man panig po kayo ng mundo at nanonood ng live sa Facebook page ng Bureau of the Treasury and the Philippine Bayanihan Society Singapore, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I am Juden Calamba from the Development Bank of the Philippines, and I will discuss the background and the terms of the offer for the retail dollar bonds or RDBs. So next slide, please. So to continue po with the strings of the successes that BTR have had with its recent issuances, as mentioned na rin po kanina ni Sir Mark, like the various tranches of retail treasury bonds and the 2 premium bond issuances, the onshore dollar bonds was initially offered po during the last 2012 to the institutional clients. And now it has been revamped in order po to bring this opportunity to the greater investing public. And this enhanced version of the ODBs will now be branded as the Retail Dollar Bonds or RDBs, opening this to the public or to our retail investors. So we conducted po the online financial literacy session sa Singapore last August 11. And that time po, di pa po part ng discussion ang summary ng terms of the offering as mentioned by Ms. Jani. Kaya now po, for the new RDBs due on 2026 and 2031, here is a summary of its terms and conditions. So the issuer po of the retail dollar bonds is the Republic of the Philippines through the Bureau of the Treasury. Ang minimum issue amount po na target is 400 million US dollars po. Pero kung nasubaybayan po natin ang naging auction last September 15 sa Facebook page po ng Bureau of the Treasury, nakapag-award po tayo ng 866.2 million US dollars and way past po ng minimum issue size. So the tenor po for the RDBs is 5 and 10 years from the issue date. So maturing po on 2026, that will be 5 years after 2021, and 2031, 10 years after 2021. So ayun po. So the 5-year interest rate is 1.375% per annum, and the 10-year interest rate is 2.25% per annum. So we would like to highlight po that since the Republic will assume all the withholding taxes, these interest rates are net to investors na po. So meaning po yung interest po sa RDB ay buo nyo pong makukuha at makikredit sa inyong mga settlement accounts. So part din po ng retail features of RDB is yung interest payments to investors na ay naging quarterly na po. So investors then will receive 4 interest payments a year for both the 5 or 10 years depending on the tenor of the RDBs you invested. So that's a total of 20 interest payment po sa 5-year RDB or 40 interest payments po for the 10-year RDB. So remember din po na ang maturity date of the RDB, yung last interest payment will be paid together with the principal amount invested. So the joint lead issue managers are the Development Bank of the Philippines and the Land Bank of the Philippines. So the joint issue managers are BDO Capital and Investment Corporation, BPI Capital Corporation, China Bank Capital Corporation, First Metro Investment Corporation, RCBC Capital Corporation, SB Capital Investment Corporation, Standard Chartered Bank, and Union Bank of the Philippines. Yeah. Okay. So next part po is another part ng feature ng RDB is to make it affordable para sa ating mga retail investors. Kaya po the minimum investment amount is very affordable at $300 in increments of $100 thereafter. So like minimum pong placement will be $300 and then it could be 400, 500 and so on po. Basta po increments of $100. So RDBs po are classified as direct, unconditional, unsubordinated, and general obligations of the Republic of the Philippines. So direct na obligations ng ating Republika, nakapantay rin po ito ng ating mga retail treasury bonds na we have in the past or at par and the same footing with the government securities issued by the Republic through the Bureau of the Treasury. So as mentioned din po earlier, what is special about the RDB is that investors will receive full coupon payment without any tax deductions, since withholding tax po on interest will be assumed by the Republic. So ngayon po, with this RDB issuance, BTR is giving you more options and opportunities po to invest. So in which po, RDB investors have 3 modes of investments to choose from. So namely, so yung first po natin ay yung over-the-counter, or what we call our traditional channel, in which investors may purchase the bonds via the branches of our selling agent banks. So i-enumerate po ito later on the second part of the presentation ng ating mga selling agent banks para alam po natin kung saan tayo pupunta at magkakaroon ng over-the-counter placement. So second naman po is the online channels through the BTR online ordering facility, which can be accessed via the website of the Bureau of the Treasury at www.treasury.gov.ph. So pag nag-visit po kayo sa Bureau of the Treasury's website, may banner po doon na nakalagay ang retail dollar bonds. So just click it po and madidirect na po kayo sa BTR online ordering facility. And the third po is via the mobile applications. So we have bonds.ph, the Overseas Filipino Bank's mobile banking app, and our latest app addition is the Land Bank's mobile banking app. So yan po ang ating mga modes of payments, mode of investments po. So pili lang po kayo kung ano po ang pinaka-convenient way for you to invest sa retail dollar bonds. So ayun po, as mentioned din po, investments in RDBs may be placed via USD straight placement method, in which po you need to have a USD savings account to invest in RDBs via US dollars. And for the every coupon payment po, up until the maturity date, you will receive your investment proceeds in US dollars as well. So yung second placement method naman po natin will be the peso clear option for investors who only have peso account but no dollar accounts. So meaning po you will use your peso to invest in RDBs, wherein po all the coupon payment and the principal investment will be credited po in Philippine peso. So ito po 2 placement methods were discussed in the videos earlier. So ayun po. So now po for the eligibilities of the RDBs, it is more for the institutional investors. So these are the insurance reserves, performance bonds, judicial bonds, and foreign currency cover for SCDU. Okay, now let me discuss po yung tax assumption features. So basically po yung next 2 slides po na makikita nyo po will highlight the amazing feature of the retail dollar bonds. So for this feature po, it simply says that all the final withholding tax on the interest of the retail dollar bonds are shouldered by the Republic. So based po sa interest na present ko po earlier for the 5 and 10-year RDBs, wala na pong bawas yun. So you will get that po in full and no deduction. So mag-credit po yung interest nyo quarterly sa inyong mga nominated settlement account. So ayun po. Next slide please. So now let's discuss po na key dates we wish to highlight for the RDBs. So the public offer period for the RDBs started na po from September 15 up to October 1, 2021. So investors po can place orders to purchase the RDBs during this public offer period po. Para we are investing na rin in a primary market and no need na to go to a broker. So ang benefit po nito na nag-invest tayo during offer period is that you are not yet exposed on the market dynamics, just like yung mga stocks in which po nag-change po yung mga prices. So since after po the offer period, RDBs will be traded in secondary market. Hence, same with other securities po na traded on secondary, may price change po ito. Pero if during the offer period po tayo mag-invest, which is September 15 to October 1, then di po tayo ma-expose to that. So meaning po, yung $300 po na minimum investment will still be the same worth na $300 during the primary offering. So ayun po, kindly take note na lang po yung key dates to remember, and please note, however, that the BTR retains complete discretion to adjust the offer period. So the issue date of the RDBs is on October 8, 2021. So ang maturity date of the 5-year RDB is 5 years from the issue date, which is on October 8, 2026, while the maturity date of the 10-year RDB is 10 years from the issue date, which is on October 8, 2031. So I'm sure po some of you have questions about the RDBs and our investment channels. So don't worry po, we have videos po that will guide you on how to invest, and also a Q&A portion later where you can ask your questions and seek clarification. So for now, let's go to the next session, and let me turn over you po to our host, Miss Jani. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing all those details with so much energy, Jude. If you are a participant on Zoom, and if you have questions, then please send us your questions on the chat box. And for our Facebook Live viewers, we will also be monitoring the comment section of this video in case you need clarification. So now that we know the features and the timeline of the RDBs, it's time to familiarize ourselves with how to invest in the RDBs from Ms. Ima Marie Hernandez, Investment Banking Officer at the Land Bank of the Philippines. Go ahead, Ima.
Hi, Jadi. Hi, everyone. Good evening sa inyo lahat dyan sa Singapore. So, I'll be discussing the offering process. Jude, a while ago, sinabi nga yung ano yung RDBs, ano yung features niya. Ngayon, I know you are all excited to know how can you invest here sa RDBs. So like what he said, there are several ways to invest. So we have a traditional way, which is the over-the-counter, which you over-the-counter and the using BTR online ordering facility and app-based investment channels. So for traditional channel, you may invest over-the-counter through any of the branches or sales desk of our sales agents nationwide. Pero for our OFs there in Singapore, you can invest in RDBs using the online channels. You may invest through RTB on the online ordering facility via the website of the Bureau of the Treasury. So yung address is www.treasury.gov.ph. This option is available to clients of First Metro Securities ordering the USD straight investment option, and for Land Bank offering the peso clear investment option. You may also invest via the mobile apps. Since most of us right now have smartphones, this is a very convenient method for everybody. So what apps are you going to download? First is the Land Bank mobile app and OF Bank mobile banking app, both offering the peso clear investment option, and bonds.ph offering the USD straight investment option. You may download these apps for free sa App Store if you're an Apple user. And if you are an Android user, you can download it from Google Play. So Ang question is siguro, what if we wanted over the counter? Maybe if you want to invest over the counter, you may visit the sales desk of and the branches of the following selling agents. So these are the selling agents for RDBs. First is the Bank of the Philippine Islands, BDO Capital and Investment Corporation, China Banking Corporation, Development Bank of the Philippines, East West Banking Corporation, First Metro Investment Corporation, Land Bank of the Philippines, Metro Bank and Trust Company, Rizal Banking Corporation, Security Bank Corporation, Standard Chartered Bank, and Union Bank of the Philippines. So we hope that after this, after knowing the channels where you can invest, you will start exploring your options and invest now in RDBs. So thank you very much. I'll turn over again to Jani.
Thank you so much, Ima. And now we have a series of very informative videos for the online channels that you can try right now so that you can invest in the RDBs. So please watch.
Be a better investor with a new Bureau of the Treasury app, your one-stop shop for learning and understanding the functions of the Bureau, its offering of government securities, and information about its latest offering of new and innovative products catered to Filipinos inside and outside the country. With a BTR app, be better informed about the Treasury's role in achieving the country's development goals. Learn how the Bureau of the Treasury executes transactions to generate the funding for the critical projects of the national government, including building infrastructure to maximize economic efficiency, as well as social programs to improve the lives of the Filipino people. Learn how the Bureau of the Treasury manages the debt portfolio of the Republic to minimize its exposure to risks and ensure debt sustainability. Make better investment choices by getting to know the different government securities being offered to the public and how you can invest in these. Discover and learn about the different investment instruments offered by the national government, from the regular offerings of Treasury bonds and Treasury bills to special issuances such as the retail Treasury bonds, Premia bonds, and the newest addition to the family, the first ever issuance of retail dollar bonds. All the information that you need to know about investing in retail dollar bonds right at your fingertips. Get to know the terms of the RDBs, including the coupon rate, tenor of the investment, offer period, the risks to the investment, and the participating banks. There is even a calculator that automatically calculates your returns from investing in the RDBs and compares it with time deposit rates. Once ready to invest, in just a click, you will be automatically redirected to our wide array of available investment channels for secure, fast, and hassle-free investment. Choose between the BTR's online ordering platform, Bonds.ph app, OF Bank app, or the Land Bank mobile app for your investment in RDBs. Investing in government securities has never been this easy, and the BTR will continue to explore and introduce innovative ways of investing to ensure that each Filipino will have access to a safe and secure investment wherever they are in the world. A whole lot better investing experience awaits you. The BTR app, your one-stop shop for easy and secure investments, right at your fingertips.
Expand your finances and invest using the Land Bank mobile banking app. Pwede kang kumita ng mas malaki versus the traditional savings products through the retail dollar bonds o RDB ng national government. Using your Land Bank Peso account, Maaari ka nang mag-invest for a minimum of $300 o katumbas nito sa Philippine peso based on the latest exchange rate. Simple lang ang pag-invest gamit ang Land Bank mobile banking app. Buksan ang app. Mag-login at piliin ang Bills Payment sa main menu. Select Purchase Government Securities. Choose Retail Dollar Bonds mula sa Product Selection and tap Proceed. Basahin ang terms and policies and click Next. Sagutan ang transaction form, then submit. Review the details of your transaction bago i-confirm. Bukod sa Land Bank MBA, pwede ring mag-invest ang Land Bank Dollar account holders via over-the-counter sa Land Bank branches nationwide. Automatic mong marireceive ang quarterly interest payment ng iyong investment to your Land Bank account from dollar to peso denomination based on the prevailing market exchange rate until the maturity date. Simple, mabilis, at secure. Kaya, invest na with Land Bank mobile banking app. May secured investment ka na, nakatulong ka pa sa ating bayan.
Invest using your OF Bank mobile banking app. Invest and earn more than through traditional savings through the national government's Retail Dollar Bonds, or RDB. For a minimum investment of $300, maaari ka nang mag-invest. Gamitin ang OF Bank mobile banking app para sa mas madaling proseso. Simple lang ito. Buksan ang app. Mag-login at i-click ang Payments sa main menu. Click Purchase Treasury Bonds at piliin ang Retail Dollar Bonds mula sa Product Selection. Basahin ang Terms and Policies at i-click ang Next. Sagutan ang transaction form, then submit. I-review ang mga detalye bago i-confirm ang transaction. Automatic na rin ang crediting ng mga quarterly interest payment sa iyong OF Bank account from dollar to peso denomination based sa prevailing market rate hanggang sa maturity date ng investment mo. Convenient, safe, and secure. Invest now using your OF Bank mobile banking app. Grow your money na kahit malayo ka. Secured na inyong investment, nakatulong ka pa sa kinabukasan ng ating bayan.
Want to invest in retail dollar bonds? It's easy and convenient with First Metrosec. To get started, open a First Metrosec dollar account. Here's how to open your account online. First, go to the First Metrosec website and click Open an Account. Select whether you're a Metrobank account holder or other bank depositor. For a seamless application, prepare these requirements in advance. Tax identification number or TIN, an active email address, valid ID with 3 signatures on a white paper, proof of bank account, and proof of address. You must also make an initial deposit of at least $100, which you can use to invest in stocks, funds, and bonds. There is no maintaining balance required. Once all of the requirements are prepared, you may proceed. Next, completely accomplish all the online forms. Once done, you will receive an email verification. Just click the link on the email to proceed. Then, upload the required documents you've prepared. And that's it, you are now done with your application. Note that it will take 2 to 3 business days to activate your account. Now that you have your first MetroSec dollar account, you can fund it in 3 ways. Online bills payment through Metrobank or BDO, through any remittance center overseas, or through a peso to US dollar conversion at any Metrobank branch. Once funded, you can now go to the Bureau of the Treasury's website. Next, complete the online ordering form and select First Metro Securities Brokerage Corp as your settlement bank. Once you're redirected to First MetroSec's payment page, enter your First MetroSec username and password. Then, read and agree to the Notice of Offering, Authorization, and Investor's Undertaking. Review the payment instruction and confirm. A transaction confirmation will be sent to your registered email address. You may order multiple times during the offer period for as low as $300 and in multiples of just $100. For more information, visit our help center at help.firstmetrosec.com.ph. All the options and convenience within your reach through International Finance's best online broker and best online trading platform for 4 years in a row. With First MetroSec, it's your future first.
And that ends the entire presentation. We now proceed with the Q&A, but please keep sending your questions on our chat box. All right, so as mentioned earlier, representatives from the Development Bank of the Philippines, the Land Bank of the Philippines, the Overseas Filipino Bank, and the First Metro Securities Brokerage Corporation are here. So if you have questions on the investment channels, we can ask them. Okay, so let's start our Q&A with this question. Paano mag-open ng account sa Overseas Filipino Bank? I know it's quick, but let's ask Sir Eman of the OF Bank to explain.
Thank you, Johnny, for that question. Napakabilis lang po mag-open ng account sa Overseas Filipino Bank. All you have to do is to download the mobile banking app from Google Play or from App Store. And then sundan nyo lang ho yung napaka-simple na mga steps, and in 5 minutes or less, you will be able to open an account sa OF Bank po. So we do not require any initial deposit or maintaining balance, and i-encourage nyo din po ang inyong mga kamag-anak dito sa Pilipinas, ang inyong mga beneficiaries to open an account as well, because nung nilaunch po ng Bureau of the Treasury ang Premium Bonds 2, marami hong mga kababayan natin abroad ang nag-invest using the OF Bank mobile banking application, and hopefully po ganun din ho yung pagtangkilik ng ating mga kababayan dito sa retail dollar bond offering ng BTR. So thank you, Johnny.
Thank you, Sir Eman. Next question. Can foreigners buy RDBs? Who can invest pa po? Okay, Jude, would you like to answer that?
Okay, so thank you po, Miss Jani. So for that question po, for our foreign residents, so please take note po that only foreign residents po possessing one of the following Philippine-issued valid IDs can invest in RDBs. So one po is the Tax Identification Number ID or the TIN. Second is the Alien Certificate of Registration Identity Card or what we call ACR I-Card. And third is a driver's license issued by the Land Transportation Office or LTO. So any of these following IDs po. So you may inquire this with your selling agent bank with custody function for proper guidance. Thank you.
Thank you, Jude. Our next question is for the Bureau of the Treasury. Why is the BTR offering dollar bonds instead of its usual peso RTBs? Mark?
Thanks for that question. To answer that question, I would like to answer it with one word: diversification. So as we know, marami ng investments yung mga kababayan natin, especially during these times, nag-pop up yung mga iba't ibang forms of investment like cryptocurrency, and then yung iba't ibang mga high-yielding deposit accounts na kapag hindi mo ginalaw, mataas yung interest rate na makukuha mo. So syempre kami, nakikipagsabayan kami. Ayaw naman namin na nagpapahuli ang government sa pag-offer ng mga makabagong mga instruments. And of course, kaya nga in the past, we have been doing these dialogues with our overseas Filipinos kasi one of their questions is, will we be offering US dollar denominated bonds in the future? Kasi of course, especially for those na dollar earners, this matches their cash flows eh. So, yun, nag-offer kami ng dollar para may alternative kayo in case na gusto niyo namang magkaroon ng dollar investments, may ganong exposure kayo. Pero hindi naman sinasabi namin na totally nakalimutan na namin si RTB. Of course, nandyan pa rin lagi ang RTBs. Kumbaga, additional sweetener lang yung RDBs namin.
All right, thank you, Mark. Next question. Is there a limit to amount that we can buy of the RDBs? Jude?
So thank you for that question, Miss Jani. So it shows lang po yung interest natin to invest dito sa RDBs. So wala pong limit ang pag-invest sa RDBs po. So you can invest po as much as you want po for this RDB. So make sure lang po na mag-invest po tayo during the offer period para wala po tayo mga fees na mai-incur. So ayun, thank you.
Thank you. Next question. Oh, wait. Here's something related. A follow-up question, Jude. What is the penalty for pulling out of the RDB prior to maturity? Hindi pala follow-up. Another question pala talaga siya.
Yes, Miss Jani. So parang that question, and also pwede ko na rin po siguro isabay yung another question na can I pre-terminate or withdraw in RDB investment? Kasi halos medyo same length or wavelength yung question na yun. So the answer for this is yes po, pwede po natin somehow call it pre-terminate, pero it's a different way po. So it's like selling it sa secondary market. So another feature po ng RTB is its liquidity feature. So meaning po, itong RTB, pag bumili po tayo during primary market, pwede po natin siya ibenta to secondary market. So in this way po, dito po natin makuha yung naging RDB investment natin during the primary offer period. So ang primary consideration po in selling via the secondary market is that the selling price at which the RDBs can be sold. So since sa secondary market na po tayo, this may be higher or lower than the price at which the RDBs were bought during the primary offer period. So this may result po in either gain or loss for the investor. So the broker or the selling agent can guide the investor on the considerations or risk in selling via the secondary market. So, yun po. And another thing to consider din is converting the US proceeds into the Philippine pesos since may exposure yung investors sa foreign exchange risk or possibility to experience losses due to the fluctuation in the foreign exchange rates. So, that's it, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jude. And for our next question, can a Singapore-registered group of Filipinos open an RDB account or place an investment in RDBs? Ms. Ima, would you like to answer that?
Regarding that question, for as long as that institution have a Philippine account as a settlement account, so that would be the qualifier for that. Thank you.
Can I add to that, Johnny?
Sure, go ahead.
Kung foreign entity ka, pwede kayong lumapit sa selling agent na may local custodian. Kasi at the end of it, you would have to have a local custodian for your investment. So one selling agent, I think that does custodianship is Standard Chartered. So yun, pwedeng yung mga foreign entities natin, pwede silang mag-course through ng investment through them.
Thank you so much, Ima and Mark, for your answers. Another question, is there a plan in the future to offer other currencies like Euro or Yen or Yuan bonds? Well, Mark Hong, is there a plan for that?
So currently, actually meron na kaming mga Euro, Yen, tsaka Yuan bonds. Pero these are for institutional investors, yung mga Euro, Samurai, and Panda bonds namin. But yun nga, na-mention ko na medyo malaki yung investment amount dito tapos offered siya outside the country. But for a retail structure, that is something that we have to look at pa kasi grabe ka kasi wala pa namin dollar, hinahanapan na kami ng ibang mga instruments. Pero yeah, kaya ganito rin meron din po kaming ginagawa na ganitong mga talks para if makita namin na there's demand naman talaga for bonds in a specific third currency, then maybe that is something that we can consider issuing in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. And I think we are down to our last question. Another question for the BTR. Where's that? Please identify the Philippine public programs to be serviced by the RDB investment. Mark?
Okay, so yung proceeds po ng RDBs natin napupunta siya sa general fund ng national government. So walang specific na program per se kung saan namin gagamitin yung pondong malilikom namin sa RDBs. But of course, as you can hear, ang dami naming mga ginagawang programs ngayon to stimulate the economy dahil nga may pandemic tayo. So another thing that we want to do is strengthen yung healthcare system natin by providing better improved healthcare facilities. And of course, malaki din yung naka-allocate natin na pondo para sa pag-enhance ng education system ng country natin by building more schools. Ganun po. So walang specific pero kumbaga napupunta siya sa iba't ibang mga infrastructure and social development programs ng national government.
Thank you so much, Mark. Oh, may mga pahabol na question. Okay, can you please elaborate more regarding investment by registered group? It doesn't need to be registered in the Philippines. Mark, would you like to add to your previous answer?
Hindi kinakailangan na registered sa Philippines yung group kasi as I mentioned, you can course your investments through a custodian.
Oh, I see. Okay, I hope that clarifies the question. Okay, next question. Wow, may mga mahabol. That's nice. Very interested ang mga tao. Wow, non-RDB question. Will there be another Premio Bonds this year? Aba, nag-aabang talaga, Mark. Anong sagot doon?
Dito muna tayo, RDBs. Ito muna yung unahin natin. But I mean, of course, nakita din naman kasi talaga namin yung interest ng mga overseas Filipino sa Premio Bonds kasi nga super attractive niya. Pero at the end of it, yung ginagawa po naming fundraising programs ay para makalikom ng pondo for the national government. I mean, if let's say during the latter part of the year, makompleto na namin yung required na pangungutang ng government, then titigil na kami kasi ayaw naman namin na sumusobra yung utang natin more than what we need. Pero of course, given nga na medyo malakas sa masa yung I mean sa mga tao yung premyo bonds, maybe it's something that we can consider. Pero syempre, hahanap muna kami ng mga papremyo.
Okay, thank you, Mark. I think this is a real last question. How much is the targeted amount for RDBs? Jude, would you like to answer that?
So ayun po, for this targeted amount, di ba po as mentioned kanina, yung minimum issue size na target ni PTR is $400 million. So na-achieve po siya during the auction period. So for the targeted amount po, it is in the discretion na po of the Bureau of the Treasury if na-reach na po yung targeted amount na kailangan for the RDBs. So pwede rin po mag-add si Sir Mark if needed.
I think sufficient na yun. Wala kaming hard target talaga. Basta when we initially announced na mag-auction kami ng at least 400, and if you've been following the news, lampas na kami nun first day pa lang. And of course, we want sana to maximize the support of our kababayans, especially the retail investors. Kaya kami as much as possible yung mga tinatanggap, mga placements doon through yung mga online facilities namin, binibigay talaga namin kasi gusto sana namin reach far and wide to more and more investors around the world.
Ayan, thank you so much to our resource speakers. And that ends our Q&A. I hope you learned a lot and are now ready to invest in the RDBs. So please, itry nyo po yung investment channels na pinresent kanina sa videos. All right, so keep yourself informed and updated on the Bureau of the Treasury's latest offerings. Just download the Bureau of the Treasury mobile application on your Android device, and be sure to follow the Bureau of the Treasury on Facebook and on Twitter. And also, please visit www.treasury.gov.ph. Thank you for joining us tonight. Until next time, back to you, Miss Minnie. I think Miss Minnie is still on mute.
The statement of the year, sorry. Thank you so much for that very lively discussion and sharing of the details about the new investment instrument that that everyone can have access to, minimum US $300, and you can ayun, narinig natin, we can invest as much as you can. So I think the risks are quite low kasi sovereign risk naman yan. Babayaran tsaka yan ng gobyerno. So that's good and relatively attractive returns. Magkano nga ba yun? For 5 years is 1 point something, right? And then 1.375% per year for 5-year paper, and for 10-year paper may 2.25% interest na babalik sa. So that's a very good attractive returns for minimum of $300. So sige po, mag-invest kayo. Kaya lang po, please remember, up to October 1 lang po yung offer period. So we just have 7 days to go. Get that TIN or ano ba yan, mga driver's license nyo, get them ready. So makapag-register na at makabili na ng magandang issue sa an investment sa Pilipinas. So yan lang po. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, Mark and Mr. Jani and all the other representatives from the banks. And now, it's taking, we won't take too much time. I would just like to invite Attorney Carla Grepo, Commercial Counselor of Philippine Trade and Investment Center in Singapore, to deliver the closing remarks. Attorney, sa inyo na po.
Thank you very much, Ms. Minnie. We have reached the end of this very informative webinar. Thank you and congratulations to the Philippine Bayanihan Society Singapore for this very insightful session. And of course, to our speakers and panelists for the very informative presentations.
our Consul General Bernie, and our colleagues from the embassy. And most importantly, thank you to the overseas Filipinos and viewers who joined us tonight, because this shows your interest to grow your savings and investments, which in the end will not only benefit your families, but also our economy and our country. I hope you are encouraged to explore these investment opportunities that we learned about tonight, including retail dollar bonds, and that you are encouraged because it is convenient, safe, and low risk, and may even be done through various online platforms for those of us who are overseas. I hope you're excited to grow our hard-earned money here by looking for investment opportunities, since this pandemic has been an important learning point for all of us. In fact, a painful wake-up call for some, since madaming overseas Filipinos na nawalan ng hanap buhay. So this reminds us na kailangan pakaingatan ng kinikita to save and invest, and make sure na sa ating pag-uwi ay may negosyo at investments na magtutupad sa inyong mga pangarap para sa sarili at sa pamilya. Along with the Philippine community in Singapore and the Bayanihan Society, we in the government, through our Philippine Embassy in Singapore and the Philippine Trade and Investment Center, the embassy's commercial section, and the representative office of the DTI in Singapore, stand ready to assist our kababayans, especially those who would like to explore investment opportunities in the Philippines. So you can also visit our Facebook pages and our offices listed on our social media and our websites. Muli, maraming salamat po. We look forward to more Filipinos in Singapore multiplying their hard-earned money through investments. At dito na po nagtatapos ang ating programa. Stay safe, everyone, and have a good weekend.
Thank you, Attorney. Hi, thank you, Attorney Carla. Grateful for that. Thank you so much for the close remarks. Just before we finally end, just a little bit of pieces information regarding our Bayanihan Society. So as everyone knows, the center is closed, but if you have any inquiry, please email us at bayanihancenter@singnet.com.sg or call 64743700 for any inquiry. Also, please like our Facebook page at Bayanihan Society SG, and follow us on Instagram at Bayanihan Society SG. Also, please subscribe to our newly set up YouTube channel. Just search for Philippine Bayanihan Society. You will see our YouTube channel and the past videos. I think we are still currently uploading all the past webinars that we had, so that anyone can just go back and watch what we had before with the different topics that we have had: financial literacy, even health issues, and all those scams that we have talked about in the past. So all those webinars will be uploaded soon. So please subscribe to our channel. Also, our support through donations are welcome. We have this page, giving.sg/PBSS. And also for the corporates or anyone who would like to sponsor or advertise in our webinars or projects, they are very much welcome. So just please email Cecil or Mindy, our Bayanihan ladies, hardworking Bayanihan ladies, at bayanihancenter@singnet.com.sg. So thank you all very much for joining us today, our 15th webinar this year under Bayanihan Talk series. Labing lima na tayo, and it's the end of September. 3 more months to go, and we're in the bear month, so we have all that Christmas spirit coming up. We hope this has been a fruitful and very informative discussion, presenting an opportunity to grow your money with an investment in the Philippine RDBs or retail dollar bonds. Next Bayanihan webinar is on October 7, another Thursday, and again we'll talk about money. So the topic will be wealth strategies for success even during the pandemic. Sana pa sasama ang RDB sa usapan. So our guest speaker is Mr. Raymond Wong, a top wealth planning expert, chartered accountant, and a professional estate planner. So that's on October 7. Please mark the date. Again, thank you all very much for joining us today. Thank you again to our guest speaker, Mr. Mark C. Hong, and guest moderator, Mr. Johnny Dose, and also, of course, to Conjen, Adrian, and Attorney Carla. Thank you also for joining us today. And to all the people behind the scene, Elise, Carla, Wilford, and others. So thank you. This is Minerva Lau, together with the board and the staff of the Philippine Bayanihan Society Singapore. We say thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you. And see you at the next webinar. Please keep well, keep safe, and do not forget your mask and safe distancing always. Good night. God bless. Thank you po sa lahat.